Right? The final. Yeah.
On that side.
George, it's.
I gave it to you. All right.
You know where you go, it's bad. It's like, all right, show me.
If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Meeting's called to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Rogers.
Present.
Trustee Reinderts.
Present.
Trustee Pazmino.
Present.
Trustee Consolino.
Present.
Trustee Fialco.
Present.
Trustee Laha.
Present.
And Mayor Yukich.
Present. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, sir, there is. I would like to motion to amend the agenda to add personnel to tonight's executive session.
Second.
Second.
So you want to go into executive session then?
Yes, sir.
Any issues with it? We got to call a roll on it?
No, it could be a voicemail, because this is just adding this. to these.
Right. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we'll go on to executive. And this is for what now?
Personnel.
Personnel. We also got to make sure that we can talk about it. Okay. We'll start off with reports and communications from the mayor and other officers. I would like to on May 18th, we had a very good man from the village die. So I would like to give our condolences to the family of former Homer Township Commissioner Mike DeVivo. He passed away on May 18th, 2021, 2 days after retiring as Homer Township Supervisor. Mike passed away. Mike started his service on the committee to incorporate, and then from there, Mike served the position of Homer Township Road District for 16 years, devoting his life to the benefit of all of its residents. Mike's passing is a huge loss to Homer Glen and all the Homer Township residents and businesses, and especially his family. Commissioner DeVivo was a great man who always kept his word and ran the road district to be the best it could be. When there was any kind of an issue anywhere in our village or the entire township, Mike and his crew rectified the problems, whether it was a snowstorm, a problem with the roads, the trees, or the occasional flooding. Mike and his workforce corrected the problem. It was always comforting to know Mike could and would take care of any problem we had. Mike was also on a lot of the committees for Homer Glen and was never too busy for our village. He was part of the Public Service and Safety Committees and also was a big part of Homer Fest each year and every year. Mike and his crew would also set up the parade route and the stage for announcements, but he was always at the Homer Fest working on anything that needed attention. He loved working together with all of the people. Mike was a big part of getting the Homer Fest started. He sat down with Mike Costa and myself and ran it past us, and we definitely jumped in and got this thing going. He loved the atmosphere and was a big part of all the fireworks shows. He would get all the fireworks going and he put them to music. He always had a theme for it, which was very impressive. Mike has always been there for us, and I do believe that he will be watching over us this year at our upcoming fest this coming June. Mike DeVivo was always our go-to guy because he got involved. You knew that the work would get done and done correctly. Mike worked for the Homer Township Highway Department for 16 years and was responsible for developing the department into the largest and the best in the state of Illinois. We will always have Mike in our hearts, and we would like to thank his family for letting us know this legend. We will never forget him. Thank you, Mike. I do. Very good man. Okay. Memorial Day, we will be closed on Monday, May 31st in observance of Memorial Day. Normal business hours will resume on Tuesday, June 1st. We'll go off for the trustees. And, all right, so Trustee Fialko, you've got first shot.
I'd like to add on to what the mayor said about Mike DeVivo and his commitment to our community for the many, many years that he was involved. In addition to that, I only had a short time to know Mike, and with my experience with Mike, when the road district issue was coming up, a lot of things were talked about. The vehicles were talked about, the buildings were talked about, land was talked about. Mike and my conversation with Mike, though, was about the employees. And Mike told me, I guarantee you that nothing will happen with the road district unless my employees are included in that. So as a test of Mike's character in the short time that I knew him, I was quite impressed. And in addition to that, if we could just have a moment of silence for Mike too at this point, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you. That completes.
Okay. Trustee Reynolds?
As promised, I wanted to get off the ground running and start to accomplish some things for the park. I found out the other day that I was going to be co-chairing the parks, so I put my feelers out there and got to work right away. Actually, I had the pleasure of meeting a group from Sag-Moraine last week at the park, and they basically do a lot of native planting, and what they had said was that they are willing to come out and show us how to plant a couple of the flower beds out there in the sensory garden. They're a nonprofit organization, so they don't charge anything, and we talked about the flower boxes as well, planting them. One of the things Amy had informed me was that the flower boxes needed better drainage. So I actually spoke to John Robinson, and he assured me that he's going to fix the drainage on the boxes. So I decided to donate one whole box full of herbs so that anybody that comes into the garden, especially the kids, can go and they can feel and touch and smell. And that's what I thought the sensory garden was all about. So they're willing to work with us on this, and they also do provide some educational training once the native plantings are done. So if we ever wanted to have classes with the kids, they would come out and they would actually teach the kids about what the purpose of all those. And they use a lot of plants that are medicinal as well, which pretty much grow wild. So that was one of the things. And then another thing is, in the future, in addition to that, Nicole and I will be working on setting up a donor program to secure some funding for an all-inclusive children and special needs playground and splash pad. I've actually spoke to so many of the residents already in the community, and they're ecstatic and they can't wait to give. So hopefully, once we're all established as committees today, then we can move forward. And that's my report.
Thank you. Next would be Trustee Pasmino.
Thank you, sir. Reporting for the Parks and Recreation Committee, our Touch a Truck event was a great success. An impressive amount of our resident families attended, and we're absolutely delighted. We are looking forward to many more of these wonderful events, and a special thank you to our staff and volunteers who helped put this all together. It was a very well-received treat, and we very much appreciated it. Next, the Parks Committee had a consensus to recommend a pedestrian path to the board, and it was received with a unanimous yes. We'll be going over the details of this in today's agenda for the vote. Next, we provided a few samples of message boards. We were provided a few samples of message boards for Heritage Park, ranging in price from $1,300 to $24,000. These signs could be used for providing park visitors with important and useful info of the parks and park events. The committee was in favor of testing out one less expensive sign to see how well it was received and how it held up to the natural elements and wear and tear. The consensus was, of course, for the less cost one, $1,300. We'll keep everybody abreast of the situation. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Pesmino. Trustee Rogers.
Reporting on behalf of the Fest Committee, we are continuing to meet. We meet weekly now. This year's a little bit different because we are at a different location. We met out there yesterday, walked through the new site with staff, and believe that, everything, hopefully, fingers crossed, will go smoothly at the new location.
Sure hope so. Same thing with the weather.
That I can't control.
Trustee Laha.
I just wanted to take this time to pre-congratulate and welcome the very first members of the Ability Awareness Committee that will be named later in the meeting. I know we're all extremely excited to hit the ground running, and in line with the purpose of the Ability Awareness Committee's mission to support community members of Homer Glen with unique abilities, I'd also like to publicly acknowledge that May is National Apraxia Awareness Month. Apraxia is an extremely challenging lifelong speech disorder that affects 1 in 1,000 children. Great respect goes out to these children and their families for their resilience, effort, and determination. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Consolino.
Hi, I don't really have much to report other than I'm extremely excited about getting our appointments to our committees tonight, as well as I did attend our very successful Touch a Truck event last week. We had great weather, great attendance. I highly encourage our families to be coming out and enjoying the twice a month farmers market, and I think there's going to be other things that might be involved as well. And I look forward to Homerfest. I think after the turnout that we had last week at the Touch a Truck and farmers market, I think we're going to have a great, successful fest this year, and I think everybody really needs it. So thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Next would be the village clerk.
I have nothing to report.
Village attorney.
No report, Your Honor.
Public safety officials.
Quick one, Your Honor. On the heels of what Jennifer said about the Touch a Truck event, we were very happy to be a part of that event. It was a great turnout, and it was great to see the community there. I also wanted to remind everybody that the Sheriff's Office has a mobile phone app that you can download for free, and that's for iPhone as well as Android. Here, let me just grab this real quick, my prop. You can download it by scanning this, or you can go to our website, www.wilcosheriff.org. And again, it's a free download, everybody. With that, Your Honor, one last thing. Kids are getting out of school, high school. So you parents with high school drivers, please remind them that little kids are going to be out playing in that. So tell them to pay attention. Don't be texting while driving. And remember, especially going through neighborhoods, to take it nice and slow. It's the safety of everybody involved that we are concerned about. Thank you. That's my report.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Village manager.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Next would be public comment. If you could keep your remarks to 3 minutes, it would be wonderful. Thank you. First would be John Walters.
Hi, I just wanted to thank everybody and the mayor for considering me for the committee assignments that I requested, and I hope that I get one and that I'll live up to everybody's expectations. Thank you.
Thank you. Dave Ramirez. Did I get that right? Yep. Okay.
I'm just here for the first item on the list, but I don't have any other comments.
All right.
On the list.
Okay, if you're first on the list, we'll call you up.
Okay.
Thank you. Lynn McCary?
Hello, how are you? I didn't get to be here 2 weeks ago when you guys were invested, and you know that's not like me, so I'm sorry about that. So I'm here all by myself to congratulate you this time, all the new board members on your election. I wish you every success because, and this is my line, even though Christine took it, because your success is our village's success. Congratulations. Good luck to the whole board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I gotta get it done this way. I'm gonna pass it to. Okay. Next is a consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. Is there a motion to approve the following items? The accounts payable for the period of April 30th, 2021 through May 27th, 2021 in the amount of $786,868.18, and the treasurer's report for the month ending April 30th, 2021. Is there a motion?
So move.
Trustee Rogers?
Second.
Trustee Reynolds? Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
Trustee Fialco?
Aye.
And Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right, legislative. Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 21-023, an ordinance approving, one, the rezoning of the subject property from an A2 rural residential to an R2 single-family residential, and two, a variance to establish the front line of its corner lot as Dixon Lane, the longest lot line adjacent to the street right-of-way for certain real property located at 14327 Dixon Lane, Homer Glen, Illinois. Village of Homer Glen, case number HG 2109AV. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Rogers,
Second.
Second.
Trustee Pazmino. Is there any discussion?
I just want to make the comment that the Plan Commission voted 6-0 to adopt the staff's recommended findings.
Okay, that's it for everyone's happy with it, so, okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
Trustee Fialco?
Aye.
Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
And Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, is there a motion to approve the mayor's appointments to the village's committee as outlined on the supplement sheet? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Rogers and Trustee Laha. Is there any discussion on it?
Yes, sir, I have discussion on the item. So are we discussing these one by one, or just anything that's on there? All of them? Okay. I would like for you to reconsider having Mr. John Walters added to the Environment Committee. I think Mr. Walters has proven to be more than an upstanding citizen, always looking after our environment, and I would love to have him on my committee, sir. And I very much like for you to reconsider adding him as a member to that committee. Thank you.
I would like to second.
Okay, well, you don't need a second on it. So, okay, is there any other discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Pazmino?
So are we adding Mr. Walters to the committee?
No.
No? Okay, so then can I motion to table this until we could add Mr. Walters?
I second that.
Well,
You sure you want to do that? Okay.
committee motion.
Well, there's a motion on the floor.
Yeah, well, okay.
There's a motion on the floor.
Right, well, they still have to figure out what they're going to be doing on it, because right now I've said, no, I'm not adding anyone on tonight. So,
Maybe Eric can clarify.
The point is that the motion to approve the appointments is the motion that's pending. The motion to table needs to be brought by, needs to be approved by the person who made the motion, and that would be, I believe, Beth, and then seconded by Trustee Baha.
Can I have some clarification on something? If we do motion to table this right now, that means we're going to not have committees
Correct.
set for another 3 weeks.
correct.
Exactly.
For this specific committee?
No, for all committees.
Oh, for all.
This is all one motion. I just wanted to bring that to attention.
Unless
So
we
you guys got to
do,
decide what you want to do on it.
can we do a special meeting for this until we all come to agreement on who we want on the committees? Doesn't have to be 2 weeks.
Can I say something just to help out? Can you guys approve the rest of the committees and then come back at the next meeting and approve your current committee as it stands?
Together.
And then add John Walters at a later date? Because you really do want to proceed with your committee, correct?
Well, that's why I asked if these were one by one.
No,
They're not.
it is a group, it is a group that's on here right now, and to read every single solitary person's name on here too, it's going to take some time, and right now I'm not in a position to put someone else on.
So if I'm hearing you right, Eric, it goes to a vote.
Correct.
There's no way we could reconsider it at another time?
I
Doesn't have
didn't
to be
say
another
for
meeting?
another time, but right now I'm not going to consider it. So the option is up to you. We can either go ahead and approve this, and then we can talk about it, or,
It's nobody's intention to hold up the committees. It's just that we think that he would be a very valuable asset to the Environmental Committee, and it's something that both Mr. Pesmino and I are supposed to be assigned to.
Well, I would suggest that in the interim, obviously, it's a public meeting, and he can definitely attend and can voice his input as well.
Is it possible for him to be appointed at a later date?
yes? So I need an answer so I can get this thing rolling.
I think it's a logistical, there's a
Yep.
motion on the floor that needs to be voted on, if I'm
Right.
correct.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
So the motion to
We're either
table,
going to get a, well,
or the
They
other,
either
because it
table or
wasn't
they can-
seconded by
Right.
by Trustee Rogers, so.
Can we have an emergency meeting afterwards?
not,
That way we're not holding it up?
not right now. It's-
Not now, but after today, before the 2 weeks of the next meeting.
Well, we can't all get together because it's,
Can we announce a public meeting?
Well, it wouldn't, well, first of all, it would, I mean, you could have a special meeting, but you're not going to be able to have an emergency meeting. That's not,
It's
it
not
wouldn't
an
fall
emergency.
within the definition of an emergency.
I think if I'm hearing right, he can be added at a later date once you have maybe an opportunity to sit down with the mayor and Mr. Walters.
To be honest, I mean, can we have a guarantee that Mr. Walters is added to the committee so we can get past this?
not tonight.
Can we come up with a date that a decision could be made by?
When we sit down with them, we can.
For the record, sir, Mr. Walters has been a past member. I'm not even sure why he was taken off the last time. And you have 2 chairmen that are asking you to put him on, so I really don't see what the problem is.
It's not on the list right now, so I'm not going to vote on it.
For the record, I would just like to state that I'm extremely disappointed, and I'm hoping that you would reconsider this later. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're going to table it, or are we going to?
There's you can call the question as to motion to approve it.
Okay. So is there a motion to approve?
It's already been moved.
Oh, all right, well, then I got to vote on it. So could you call it roll?
Trustee Pazmino?
No.
Trustee Laha?
Yes.
Trustee Fialko?
No.
Trustee Consolino?
No.
Trustee Reinertz?
No.
Trustee Rogers?
Yes.
All right, well, okay. So it appears to be a discourse on how the committee should be structured regarding chairs and co-chairs. While these committees have run perfectly smoothly for the past 6 years, we now have this discourse. Therefore, I am not appointing anyone to a committee beginning in July of 2021. The board will hold weekly committee of the whole workshops for every trustee to participate in all the now dissolved committees. This is really unfortunate. In my opinion, it's a slap in the face to all the volunteers who have actively participated and contributed to each of these committees over the last 6 years. So Matt and I will work on a schedule, and we will advise the trustees of the committee of the whole schedule when we get that finished up.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
The committee members that I just was able to notify yesterday that they are now they were part of the committee, are no longer part of the committee? I just want to clarify that.
Right now, no.
Can I ask a question? However, since they are not appointed tonight, Nikki, we could still meet as planned. Since we're not officials, I mean, not sworn in as committee, we can still proceed as normal.
Thank you for the clarification.
Excellent point.
Okay. Public comments, 4:30. All right. Mayor's reappointment to the Village's Planning Commission. Is there a motion to approve the mayor's reappointments of Dave Stanley and Lynn McGarry to the Plan Commission?
So moved.
Trustee Rogers,
Second.
Trustee Reynolds. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
Trustee Fialko?
Aye.
Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
Trustee Reinertz?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
And Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, approval of changes in the 2021 meeting calendar for the, well, we don't have to read that one right now. I'm not going to have to read that right now. Yeah.
So that one will be tabled. There is no environmental committee right now, so.
Do I need a motion to table that, or does it just automatically fall off?
There should be a motion.
Motion to table?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, proposed intergovernmental agreement with Homer Township regarding the creation of a pedestrian path on Homer Township property. Is there a motion to approve the proposed intergovernmental agreement with the Homer Township regarding the creation of a pedestrian path on Homer Township property?
So moved.
Trustee Rogers,
Second.
trustee, let me see.
I just want to say that that path is a wonderful symbol of our new relationship with the township, and this has been a long time in coming, and I'm ecstatic, as well as my fellow trustees and thousands of other people, that this is a possibility finally.
I read that it's also a testament to Mike DeVivo. We put a lot of work into it, and maybe there's something we can do to memorialize that path in his name.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, and trustee Castellino, I got you down for the second on the thing, so.
Thank you.
Just so you know, the township has memorial plaques and stones in the process to be installed at both ends. That's the way I understand it. So I don't want us spending, doing double work, so you might want to check with them first. I'd like to also add, the cooperation between the village and the township, like this is unheard of. Mayor Yukich, Steve Balich, and Brent Portfolio, and quite a few other people behind the scenes made this happen in a short amount of time. Mike DeVivo had talked about this during the Fest committee, and he had the drawings already made up for the most part, and he also had made a commitment to have that road or pathway put in before April 6th, or right around April 6th. So he was involved from the beginning, and I want to say congratulations to both the Village of Homer Glen, Mayor Yukich, and the people at the township for doing this, because not too long ago it was said that this could never be done. So congratulations to both sides.
And this will be great for the village and for the township.
I do have one question, just one. It says that due to timing concerns with Homerfest, the path is not going to be paved at this time. Do we have a date in the IGA where it will be paved by?
Well, definitely be after the...
After the fest?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way they can get that done that fast. Everything's got to get packed, and then some of it has to be dug back out when they go to finish it to put the asphalt on top.
And I just want to acknowledge and thank, making sure that, they've got the ramps on the sidewalk for, wheelchair accessibility and strollers. So, thank you for all that, whoever designed that.
Okay.
Matt, a quick question. Have we heard back the revisions that I had put out there? Are we good with those? Or?
Yes, they were
Fantastic.
acceptable to the township side as well.
All right, that's it. Okay, next.
I have to do roll call still.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
And Trustee Fialko?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next would be, is there motion to reconsider the approval of a proposal from Imperial Surveillance for the installment and maintenance of a solar power system and service contract previously approved by the village board on May 12th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Rogers and Trustee Fialko. Discussion.
The discussion, I didn't want to step on anybody. Were you saying something already about it? No. The discussion I'd like to have about this goes back to the service agreement on this. Actually, that's H7, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. My discussion should be at H7, not H6.
Okay. What we did on this one, though, is we've got a time limit on it, and we changed the percentage that they wanted to raise every month. So it's down to 2%, or year. It's down to 2%, and right now, Matt, we're going to have it down as 1 year for the first one to see how everything
Well,
works out?
that would be up for the board discussion.
No.
I think we'll wait till H7 and then the board, that's open-ended.
Okay,
You know, what the
all right.
board would like to do.
In order to approve the new contract, obviously the old one that was voted on at the last meeting, we had to reconsider that and put that aside. And you have to do it at the meeting following the approval, so that's why it's up today. So this is the first step, and then the next step would be to approve the new contract.
Okay. All right, but this way at least they knew what the contract was, too.
Exactly.
So, all right, so they don't have to vote on this then?
No, they do.
Okay. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
Trustee Fialko?
Aye.
And Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next would be, is there any new business? Nope, no, wait, I got number 7. I flipped it too fast. Proposal from Imperial Surveillance. Is there a motion to approve the proposal from Imperial Surveillance for the installation and maintenance of a solar power system for the Heritage Park camera at a cost of $29,900 in addition to the $598 per month service contract for a term of 12 months? And there's nothing on here about the percentage.
No, there's nothing in the motion, because that was new information. I think we could specify in the motion that of whether we want to do the 12-month term and subject to the addendum to the standard commercial security agreement, which a copy of which was on the dais for each trustee. So I think that would be the better way to go about it, is to include that in the motion.
Yes. So a motion to that effect.
All right, so, but that'll be next week, or next.
No, no.
Okay, all right. Any other discussion?
We need a
Yes.
motion first.
Oh, that's right, there is no motion on it. So I needed a motion.
So move.
Second.
You, was that you?
All right, so Mr. Fialko.
And I'm sorry, who's second? Nikki?
Okay. So it's Mr. Trustee Fialko and Trustee,
No, it was Pazmino.
oh, that was you?
Yeah,
I thought I had your voice down pat now.
my voice travels.
Okay. So Trustee Pazmino and Trustee Lahat. Discussion?
Discussion, did you want to say anything? Right ahead. Okay, we got a letter late today from Imperial Service about what they thought might work here. In my conversation with some IT people over the past 2 weeks, and with some people that also work with camera systems, the technology is moving very fast for this type of stuff. At the moment, we have 3 different camera systems, and we have another fee that we pay to Imperial, which is $1,677 per month. In addition, this will add another $598 to that, so you're over $2,000 a month for your service fees for a camera system. One of our systems, the way I understand it, we have a server that we provide, and that technology, with how fast it's moving, my recommendation would be to go ahead and go for the 12 months like you had recommended, sir. But when it comes to the service contract, I think we should only make it where we come back to negotiating that service contract after the 12 months is up, because I do want to see this installed before the fest, if we can. So I don't want to slow that down. But when it comes to the service contract, I think if we give it 12 months and we review it after 12 months, we can see where we're at with that $598 service fee and any increases, if necessary at all, at that point.
That's fine. That's why I figured a year would be, let us learn and see if this is what we're looking for.
So I'm saying 12 months with a review after 12 months to the service contract, no time on the contract right now, and no percentage increase.
Well, as part of the addendum to Imperial, it mentions that at the initial term expiration, which in this case would be the 12 months, we would negotiate at that time. But as part of they also include that negotiated rate would not exceed 2%. So we're all saying the same thing. I think we'll just review it at the end of the 12 months. But that's an additional.
Without any verbiage to the 2% for the year, though.
Well, we would have to,
It does. It's any increased cost when renegotiating after expiration of initial contract will not exceed 2% increase annually.
Right. And what I'm saying is if we decide to go forward, then that 2% would apply. Right now, we're not agreeing to any percentage till that year is up, and then we look at it. That's
Right, that's what
I'm saying.
correct.
Okay.
It's a cap of 2%.
I know that's what I had suggested originally until I read the letter. Now I see it a different way. As far as technology and how fast things are moving, I don't want to tie the village into over $2,000 worth of fees on cameras, monitoring and repairs if we don't need to.
Okay. Any other discussion?
So for clarification, are we changing the motion, or is Ruben, you're changing your original motion to include the addendum to the standard commercial security agreement? Are we adding that in there, or are we leaving the motion as is?
No, I think that was the intent of the motion, was to include that.
To include that, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Making sure.
Okay. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Rogers?
aye.
Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
Trustee Fialko?
Aye?
Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
And Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, is there any old business?
Yeah.
Yes, there is, Mr. Mayor. There's an item under old business tonight.
All right. Is there a motion to continue approval of ordinance number 21-007, an ordinance approving, 1, an addendum to the plan unit development with an exception to reduce the required parking from 267 spaces to 149 spaces. Site plan approval, and 3, a variance to exterior construction standards for certain real property in the C3 General Business District of 15624 Marion Drive, Homer Glen, Illinois, case number HG 2103PS. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So, Rose, you got the first. Okay. And Trustee Fialko. Discussion.
I just want clarification. It's requested to continue this item to June 9th, so Marion Village can attend. Is that
Yes.
what we're doing? Okay. Just want to make sure.
It gives them a chance to show their residents what it's going to
Sure.
look like.
Can I ask a quick question also? How, I know this got the date of June 9th on here, but from being at other meetings previous to being a trustee, this has been carrying on for about how long?
The
5 months?
March 24th meeting, it was continued to date specific because they were waiting on their annual meeting of their board for Franciscan ministry. So that's why it was continued to date specific. We wanted to make sure to cover it at this meeting. We were hoping that we would have the information required, but we didn't. So we expect to have that for the June 9th meeting.
Weren't they supposed to have some type of meeting also and then report back to us?
Correct, which they did hold those meetings without notifying us.
Yes, yeah.
But they are providing us with a summary and I believe some photographs, and their representatives will be here to explain any feedback, because that was the direction of the board at the time.
Did you get your answer then?
I did.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Trustee Fialko?
Aye.
Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
Trustee Reindertz?
Aye.
And Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any new business? Okay. The next item is executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session for purpose of discussing personnel?
So moved.
And pending and potential litigation.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so Trustee Fialko and Trustee Pazmino. Okay. We're not going to. Okay. Madam Clerk, could you please call?
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Laha?
Aye.
Trustee Consolino?
Aye.
Trustee Reindertz?
Aye.
Trustee Fialko?
Aye.
And Trustee Pazmino?
Aye.
Okay, we're going into executive session. We're not going to come out. We'll vote on anything.
Yeah, there won't be any action to be taken after executive session, just adjournment.
Okay.